Today I was having the best day ever. Everything was so nice and so wonderful. I woke up feeling the peace of God. Because, a lot of the times when you wake up, thank you, or when one will wake up, they will usually feel like they'll wake up with this feeling of dread on their heart or on their chest. And I've been waking up feeling that way a lot of the times these past couple of months, and that's just not my character. That's not me. So the past for a while I've been waking up feeling amazing. I'd say for about 2 months, but of course I did have some days where I didn't wake up feeling amazing, like the pit of dread, that pit feeling came back. But that's because of where I had let my thoughts rest the night before. So I take accountability for that pit. I didn't have to wake up feeling that way. I just didn't take precaution the night before, and I didn't meditate on the word, maybe I was believing a lie before I went to bed. So that's usually why we'll wake up feeling that way the next day. But like this morning was one of those usual days where I did not wake up feeling like that. I woke up feeling the peace of God. I woke up with joy. I woke up with, just so excited for life. And then also with like a sleepy joy. So, of course, I wasn't waking up and I'm full of energy and everything. I just woke up, but I had the peace of God. And also the sleepy feeling that I had while I was waking up, I was like, that was adding to it. Because it feels nice to be sleepy sometimes. And knowing that you rested well, even though you're a little bit sleepy. So that sleepy feeling, it's like, it's cozy. It's like a warm hug that has temperature control, because sometimes like a warm hug, summer, it's hot sometimes when you wake up, so like it hugs you all seasons of life. So it's that kind of sleepy feeling that feels nice, and then I get out of bed and then that feeling goes away because I rested well. That sleepy feeling where it's not like, I could stay in bed for a few more minutes. I can totally get up and I'm not going to feel this cute, nice, sleepy feeling. Anyway, so that was the foundation of my day, basically. That's how we started. It started peaceful, it started amazing. It was great. And then I'm going to bath and everything to, I like to take care of myself. So that's also something that I look forward to doing. And then when I get to the bath, I wanted to listen to one of the lectures or lessons or in courses. People use different words to say the same thing, but typically in South Africa, the one thing would be called a lecture. But, it just sounds super like, that is what it is. If I'm studying and I'm at college, would you call that a lecture? But anyway, so I was listening back to one of the class sessions. I think, I'm going to use my words. That feels more like me. Lecture just doesn't feel like me. So one of the class lessons I was listening back. No, I wanted to listen back. And then I went into my student portal at Karis Bible College, and it said my account was blocked. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just try again, of course. So I tried again a couple times and it didn't work. And I was thinking, well, I'm not going to forget about everything I just spoke about, but I didn't speak about it yet. But of course, I've been thinking about these things for a while. So it's like I went back to how I've been thinking of waking up with that peace and maintaining it throughout the day. Just like choosing to believe God 100% of the time, and not just when like the Porsche or the mansion is in front of my face. It's like, I'll only believe you then, God. So, and I say Porsche because I want a Porsche like one day. And it's not to say that, oh my God, like how can you'll never afford one. Oh my God, you'll never have one. And I didn't say I had to have it tomorrow. Like, I don't care how long it takes, and it doesn't have to be my first car, but it's on the list. So if it's possible of course, I'm going to open up my heart to it. And not just like because it's possible, then just do whatever you want. Just like, if there's some really demonic thing about having a Porsche, just let me know, okay? And then I'll be like, you need to maybe just like check if that's just the case, or if you're just concerned that maybe you need to believe in yourself again, and then like mind your beeswax when I have goals. So anyway, okay, so back to my life, which, I was already talking about me. So so I'm blocked out of this account, and usually that means it's because you're behind on payment. There could be a variety of reasons. It could be a technical difficulty. It could be this and that. But of course, if you want to panic, the first thing you can think is that, oh no, did they get all the money? Like, am I behind on payments? So I know I did quality control. I've got years of editorial experience. Part of that experience is you have to do quality control. So it's just like a skill that naturally I like to triple check, quadruple check to make sure things are up to date and things are accurate, because sometimes I could look at something and look at it wrong, and I come back to it later and I look at it and I see, oh, okay, I missed that. Not to say I'm going to get it perfect every time, but I definitely aim for perfection, but I'm not a perfectionist. Like, yeah, I feel, that those are close, but yeah. Anyway, so I just think, okay, I'm not going to let this bother me. I know my payments are up to date. I'm not behind on payments. So, I'm not going to say, oh, this is God saying, yeah, just take a break from studying. Just take a break. Don't listen to the lessons. This must be God. That's why I'm blocked out of the account. Like, God wants me to rest. So I'll just like change the plans like every single time something goes wrong. And I was like, no, obviously, like, why would God block me out of the account if I paid for it? So, yeah. And he promised me that the tuition was paid in full. He promised me that I would, like, it's done. So I'm thinking, well, why would God then be like, okay, it's done, but I'm going to lock you out, just to make sure that you're really serious about this college thing. I'm going to see, like, are you going to freak out? Like, let me just stress you for no reason. Why would God do that now? So anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to text them and say, hey, guys, the college. And I'm just going to say, hey, guys, like, I'm locked out of the account. Meaning, like, they'll know what to do. Meaning, like, unlock me. Put me back. Like, I'm blocked. Unblock me. So I didn't say that, though. I just said, hey, guys, like, I'm locked out. And then they didn't respond. They didn't read the message. Not yet. They didn't read the message, which is okay. I understand. I was just like, I'm not in a rush when they respond, so I'm not even going to call them. It's like I can do other stuff. I have other things to do. So it was a slight change of plans. And I only got, so it didn't, like, I was blocked. And then I was thinking, gosh, I know that this is not a test of my faith. This is just a bug. This is just something that shouldn't happen, and it needs to just get resolved. Like, not everything that goes wrong or admin errors is, like, nothing of that is God. Why would God say, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future, and then be like, and at the same time I'm going to give you cancer? Like, oh, okay. So do you want me to get well, God? Because didn't you ask that dude who, like, had the guy who couldn't walk for 38 years, didn't you ask him the same question that I'm asking you now? Don't you want me to be well, God? So I was like, okay, I know it's not God. So I was like, okay, so that means that this has to get resolved. I'm not just going to, like, be like, oh, okay, yeah, God wants me to fail, I guess this whole college thing is not for me. So anyway, later in the day, which is today, this happened today, I checked just to make sure, because a little bit of panic creeped in. I was like, oh, I'm still blocked out of the account. Like, did I pay everything even though I checked 100 times to make sure I did? And I checked the invoices and everything was up to date, and no one has called me to say you missed anything. So even they are in agreement that nothing is behind. So yeah, so my flesh, I let it take over a little bit, and I was like, I'm freaking out a little bit. Like, what if they just forgot that there's an extra hidden invoice, you know? And it was like, I actually owe them more money, and both of us didn't know, you know? So now I've got like this extra bill that I didn't know about, you know? So I was like, and no, you know, if we start to go with that thinking of God must be testing me, so he's making me suffer like a real freak, like a loser. He's making me live in poverty. He's doing this to me so that I can, so that I can be an inspiration to other people. So he's making me not be able to pay any of my bills ever. And I'm starving because God wants me to be a beacon of hope for people who don't want to starve. I don't know how that works, guys. So yeah, anyway. So I was just thinking, gosh, like, I need to chill, I need to relax, like, everything is up to date. But anyway, no, I did go check again, and I was like, no, everything is definitely up to date. I've paid, I'm not behind. So as soon as I checked, and I went back immediately, again, the college hasn't even, like, opened my message yet. I'm sure they did see it in the notifications, but also there's, like, hundreds of other students, so whether they did or didn't, it's kind of irrelevant, but it just adds to the salt of the story. Is that, like, they didn't even open my message, and my account was already, like, unblocked. Like, as I went back and I checked, and the account's unblocked. Like, they didn't even open my message to say, hey, I saw that you said your account was blocked. So I was just like, gosh, you know, why would God put me through that? If that was God, like, trying to test me, why? What was that for? Why would, like, what kind of a father freaks his children out for no good reason? Just to give them a jump scare. Listen, guys, that's what Gold Reef City is for. Go to Joburg. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to say none of that was God. And honestly, all of it was the devil. Just trying to, like, he was trying to trip me up. Because I had peace of God with me. And, you know, he tried to come my way. So I said, no, what did I do? Even though I didn't get it perfectly 100% of the way. But I submitted to God. And I was like, okay, I know this is not God. Like, I'm not even tripping. Like, and even if it was God, I'm still not going to be tripping. So, like, that's, like, an extra reason to not trip. So, yeah. What did I want to say? Gosh. I sort of forgot a little bit. But there was something I wanted to say to wrap this up. But, yeah. I'm still going to have an awesome day. But now imagine that was God. Like, now there's damage control to do of, like, your heart rate went up, your blood pressure went up and all that stuff. So he's, like, put you through all this stress, you know, his dearly beloved child, just to test if, you know, I wonder how much my child loves me. Let me, like, freak them out and make them think that they can't go to school anymore. So yeah, guys, have an awesome day. And honestly, like, just stop tripping. That's basically the moral of the message of the story.